We have been instructed by the famous Kianjokoma 6, the police officers of Kianjokoma who were arraigned before the magistrate's court, and 14 days were sought for them to be kept in as investigations have been done. They have instructed us to move to the High Court, the Constitutional Division of the High Court, and seek for orders based on the evidence that they have adduced to us. One, they have told us to go and seek to stop them from being charged for the offense of murder. Two, they have told us to seek for bail as their matter proceeds. Third, they have gone to court to seek for an order for the matter to be referred for an inquest so that proper investigations are done as to who will be blamed for the cause of death. Fourth, they have told us to go to court to seek for an order for them to be given their phones only under the supervision of the police, for them to transact school fees and pay rent and pay legal fees through their M-Pesa account. They are not seeking for the funds to be released to them because it's a fundamental human right that the phone which has an M-Pesa money they should be allowed to transact that account. Lastly, they have instructed us to move to court to seek for an order for the bodies of the late to be exhumed so that their advocates and their pathologists, private pathologists, participate in the autopsy. All the autopsy was done by the government officers and representatives of the family. The reasons as to why they have made these prayers to the court is as follows. On the 1st of August 2021, at around 9:25, the police officers left in a police van, going to several places to arrest people who had not complied with COVID rules. They went to several places. In total, they arrested 10 people. The 10 people were put in the police van. The police officers, 3 police officers, a lady sat on the left side of the Land Rover, 2 others sat at the left back side of the Land Rover. Prisoners, arrested people, sat towards the cabin. In front of the Land Rover, 3 police officers, the corporal and the one in charge, and the driver sat there. As the vehicle was moving towards Manyata station, the 2 deceased, because the police vehicles, which everybody knows, they are not completely covered. The police Land Rovers on their sides is a tarpaulin tandarua. The boys, 2 of them, managed to get outside and jumped through the tandarua and landed on the road. It was raining, it was foggy. None of the police officers who were behind could be able to see. None of the police officers seated in front of the vehicle could see. 2 prisoners who were arrested, who have written statements, and we shall serve, we have already filed those statements. 2 prisoners, one who was seated next to the 2 young men, has written a statement saying he had the boys conspire that they will jump. That's the statement. The boys jumped. This person who has written a statement believes that after jumping, the guys went alive and escaped. The other person who was seated opposite the two boys also has recorded a statement of what he saw and the noise he heard out of the banging of, as they banged on the tarmac. These statements were ignored. The vehicle went to the police station. When the police officers who want to be charged did a head count as normal police standing orders demand, they found out that they have 8 people, not 10. When this young man who wrote the statement saying he saw the boys jump, told the police, we saw those two, the deceased, jump out of the vehicle and they must have gone scot-free. The officers went back because the vehicle was driving at a very high speed. They went back on the same road that they used and found 2 bodies of the deceased on the road. They called their seniors. Their seniors summoned the traffic police officers. The traffic police officers came, took charge, because this now is a traffic offense. They took the body. The deceased were never entered in the OB of the police station. They were recorded in the OB of the traffic police officers. The details are there. The traffic police officer took the photos, the scenes of crime as provided by the police standing orders, did their job, then took the bodies to the mortuary. In the morning, they started investigating and taking statements from the 8 who were in that vehicle. We have attached the 8 statements. 2 of them explaining what happened, 6 of them saying they were so drunk they didn't see what was happening. We have also attached statements of the police officers explaining what happened. Those statements were never considered, and I hope the DPP will consider them. Now, in the morning, the 8 were taken to court and charged for flouting COVID regulations. We have attached charge sheets of the 8 people who were in the vehicle. The witnesses are the 6 police officers who arrested them. None of them says this. The duration from the time the vehicle left the police station and when the deceased were arrested, from the time the deceased were arrested, which is around 10:20, the vehicle moved directly to the police station. The police, they arrived at the police station in less than 30 minutes. A narrative that these young men were taken to the forest, beaten, does not exist. Therefore, the evidence that we have adduced is very clear that the boys jumped in an attempt to escape, which turned to be suicidal, and therefore they died not because of the battering or the beating of the police. The second argument that we brought before this court is that there is no evidence at all that the police were involved in any cover-up. Several annexes we have produced, the arms registry, arms movement register, we have produced it. There were 3 police officers who were armed. No gun was used. So it is our submission that we have filed in court that 1, the only way to deal with this matter is about an inquest. The media was alive with a story that the vehicle that is an exhibit was destroyed by the police. The true facts of the matter is that the vehicle was detained by the traffic police office. It underwent motor vehicle inspection and it was released to the officer commanding the police station for use. When riots erupted, The same vehicle was deployed to carry officers to go and quell a riot. The people who were rioting banned the vehicle. Already, photos, scientific and photographic evidence of the vehicle had been secured. All the vehicle's details had been secured. Therefore, the exhibit was never destroyed by the Sikhs or by any police officer involved in this. The issue we are raising is that emotions were played high, and those emotions attracted the public because of the demonstrations at the public interest, where the Sikhs are being condemned and hurt that they are murderers. That is the fear and the apprehension that we have, that they might be charged for murder, purely to pacify a public that has not gotten the true facts of the event. When post-mortem was done, the accused police officers never had a chance to have their advocate present, neither did they get a chance to send their pathologist to be present for the post-mortem, which is a serious flaw. And that is why we are saying we will need an exhumation order for a proper post-mortem when the suspect, the 6 police officers, will be allowed to put their pathologist and their lawyers present. This is purely a problem of perception that the police are doing wrong things. On this matter, the police are very clean. They did a fantastic job. They are being arraigned in court simply because of the perception that the police were part and parcel of the brutal murder. We have produced all the evidences and the annexures, and we hope the judge will respond to it and let us not demonize the office, the police office, when they have done a fantastic job, but they are now being arraigned for murder. I still respect the president of LSK, because all of us are LSK members. He has his own version. That version he gave was based on the selective evidence that was adduced to him. Now that we have produced real evidence, witness statements, we will be challenging the president of LSK and anybody to produce any evidence linking the Sikhs to the murder. That was the narrative that time. Now the country knows properly the proper argument in favor of these 6 police officers. Remember, when they appeared before court, they could not even be allowed time to be able to get an advocate to represent them. They are all our clients. We have produced evidence to show they are not the right people. If somebody commits suicide, you cannot arrest a policeman and charge him for an offense which the policeman didn't do. But on this one, the evidence I have exonerates the 6 police officers from the offense of murder.